never give up. The three words that defines many of us. The three words that define the ambitious kind of people that drives them towards the goal that they appear to pursue right now. Never give up. The three magical words that inspires us, that drives us from getting back on our feet no matter how many times we get kicked back down, no matter how many times we get slapped to the face, get thrown in the streets, you name it. These three words define each and every single one of us and gives us a reason to never give in to the negativity from failure, but instead come back stronger than ever and making sure that we get the job done for good this time. These three words are what defines the Bangla Wash. Because for how many reasons? Because for how many seasons have we tried already, huh? How many seasons? Yeah, that's right, 3 seasons. For 3 seasons we have tried, and for 3 seasons we still are yet to fulfill our goal, and that is to win the GPC title. And despite how everything looks so good, despite how everything looks so perfect at one stage it always goes wrong. At one stage, it always seems to not work out for us somehow. Like take last week for example, the game which was supposed to be ours, the game that we were supposed to win no matter what. It got stolen away from us. It got taken away from us because of how this game works itself. And honestly, while I still am extremely bitter about it, the fact is, I'm not gonna let that negativity get to me. I'm not gonna let that despair take over me and morph me into something that I'm not. Instead, I'm going to take this loss to heart. And I'm gonna make sure that the loss that exists within my heart turns into nothing but fire. The fire of will, the fire of passion, the fire of wanting to achieve the one thing that has been eluding you for so freaking long. And I'm pretty sure that every single one of you think the same way too. Because at the end of the day, there's a reason why we have blood on our logo. The blood that's splattered on our logo represents all the hard work, all the passion, every single pain that we go through day in and day out, all for the sake of winning the one and only GPC title. And despite these losses, if any of you think for 1 second that it's gonna stop us, if you think for 1 second that it's gonna break our spirit, you're damn wrong. Because we are the Bangla Wash, and no matter what you or the whole world may think, we will take home the GPC title someday. Now, as for our opponent this week, the man who recently subbed in for Derby, and his name is Wmar. Now I'll admit it, ever since he stepped foot into this competition, he has left a mark. Because first, he managed to defeat Eric in a match that he was losing at first. And from there, he actually managed to defeat Bob in one of the most, well, what's the perfect word for it? Yeah, unique matches in history. Because despite the unique sets that he brings, despite the PU, the NFE and little cup mons that he brings to his fights, he still makes sure that he uses them effectively, and he makes sure that he gets the job done. Now Wmar, I see you walking around looking all high and confident just because you managed to defeat two very good opponents by the name of Eric and Bob. But allow me to bestow upon you some veteran advice, since this is your first season after all. You see, man, there's a difference between confidence and cockiness. And it appears to me that you've put yourself on such a high pedestal that you think that you're the best in the world at what you do. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? But what you need to understand, my friend, is the fact that it ain't over yet. You still got many weeks ahead of you, which will decide as to whether you will go on to the next round or not. And the main difference between you and I is the fact that I never let my success get to me. I never let my success take over me and give me the sense of cockiness which you seem to display right now. And as for those innovative sets of yours, well, let me give you another veteran advice. You see, there's a difference between innovation that actually works and innovation that's complete hot and utter garbage. And it seems to me that you have a knack for bringing all those innovative sets against people, and before our match you actually had the audacity to try to scare me, saying that you're gonna bring innovative sets against me. Well, my friend, I'll have you know that I know exactly what I'm walking into. I know exactly that this may just be the fight of my life. But you see, Wmar, here's the thing. You can take all of those innovative sets, you can take all those innovative plays, you can take whatever it is, whatever your entire roster, you can take all of it and throw it at me. I'm gonna catch all of that, wrap him up in the ball, shine it up real nice, turn that sumbitch sideways, and stick it straight up your candy ass! So mark my words when I say to you, Wmar, come the end of tonight, you and everybody else will know exactly why we are the heart and soul of GPC. Because we are the Bangla Wash. And this time for real, we will rise. Now enough of me rambling on. Let's get out there. Let's go kick some ass. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is Music here bringing you people my week 5 of the GPC, and that is against the man known as Wmar and the coach of the Miami Infernapes. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, the Bangla Wash are finally back again at full force, and I'm gonna make sure that this time for real, we go on to make amends for everything that has happened so far. Now, before I start, there's something that I want to let you guys know real quick, so please hear me out. The thing is, this match originally was recorded live. However, due to my Camtasia being a total pain in the Uranus, yes, being a total pain in my Uranus, yes, I just made the most cringeworthy nickname, cringeworthy pun of all time. Kill me, please. It ended up getting disrupted. I mean, after that, I realized that the Camtasia itself was completely messed up and I had to reinstall it again for it to work properly again. So again, I'm really sorry guys for this to happen. It really does suck because the match that I did record live, it was something that I really did enjoy commentating over, and I know for a fact that you guys would have enjoyed it a lot. But unfortunately, that is not the case, and as a result, I'm forced to doing this lame ass boring post commentary again. So yeah, I'm really sorry guys, but as far as the next week goes, I'm going to do my absolute best to make sure that it is recorded live for each and every single one of you. But yeah, enough of that. As far as my opponent goes, I'm actually just gonna show you guys the team real quick in 3, 2, 1. Now as you guys can see, since my opponent is the coach of the Miami Infernapes, he does actually have a gigantic amount of threats. I mean, Mega Sableye has the potential to be an extremely huge problem for me, even though I still do have an Aromatisse and my Mega Lopunny with me. Because even in its pre-Mega state, it still won't give my Mega Lopunny enough liberty to come in for free, you know, because I'm gonna have to be risking a burn and whatnot. And at the same time, he does have the bird spammer of all the most annoying Brave Bird spammer, Talonflame, which while I do admit is kind of underwhelming in the league format, and I do actually happen to have 2 counters for it in the name of Tyranitar and Suicune. The thing is, it still can be super annoying because it actually kind of restricts Mega Lopunny from running haywire over his team. and at the same time, it can also burn my Tyranitar, which happens to be one of my hard counters for it. And the bulk up Talon Flame set is actually going to be extremely annoying to take down should he bring it against me. And at the same time, he does actually have a Salamence with him, which, as we all know, can do many things, be a Dragon Dance Moxie Sweeper, or even a Choice Card Moxie Sweeper, all of which are extremely terrifying. But thankfully, I do happen to have a Aromatisse with me to prevent it from outraging me to death. So yeah, that should be handled just fine. But yeah, next up, dude, he actually does happen to have Donphan with him too. Again, something that can semi-check my Mega Lopunny. However, if with enough chip damage and due to it having the worst recovery of all time, I should be able to take down. But next up, he does have Empoleon, which isn't that much of a problem, even though it kind of hinders Suicune from setting up Calm Minds and sweeping him. And along with that, he does have these two. He does actually have a Rio Nicholas, which also is a very gigantic threat to my team, just because. First of all, even a fully physically defensive even a choice banded Tyranitar can't OHKO a fully phys def Rio Nicholas with Crunch, which itself is just fucking insane. And at the same time, it is also one of his main answers to my Mega Lopunny. I mean, he should bring it against me just because his team is actually extremely weak to it, and I do actually suspect his Rio Nicholas to be a very hard hitter, a very valuable asset for his team, and I gotta make sure that I take it out of the equation, no matter what. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, next up, he does actually have a Shaman with him, which is also a very gigantic threat to my team. I mean, granted, I do actually happen to have a Tangrowth with me, but due to me having so many valuable mons in my team, it was actually going to be extremely difficult for me to fit it in right now. But yeah, next up, he does have a Venomoth, which is another gigantic threat to this team, because like I said, I don't have a solid answer to it once it starts setting up Quiver Dances on my face. So I'm gonna have to play extremely carefully around that and predict accurately to get the job done. But yeah, next up, he does actually have a Machoke, which I honestly don't think is gonna bring, along with the Crocodile, Abra, and Poor Leon, I don't know. I'm sorry, guys. I'm bad with those pronunciations, you know. But yeah, that's basically it for his team. It's actually extremely solid on paper, if you disregard all those NFE and PU and PU mons. But regardless, it is actually something that I'm gonna have to be plan very carefully around. And yeah, basically, in case you guys don't know, here's the team. Where is it? There it is, Miami Trash Apes. I always do that. Don't take offense to it. Don't take offense to it, Wmar. Which has a Assaultvest Tyranitar with Crunch, Stone Edge Superpower, and Ice Punch Superpower, basically to hit the Empoleon should he ever choose to bring it. Sorry about that. And at the same time, Ice Punch to hit that Shaman decently hard, and I'm gonna be right back. Oh guys, I'm back right now, and as I was saying, he does I do have a Choice Banded Tyranitar with Crunch, Stone Edge Superpower, and Ice Punch. And Ice Punch is basically for the Shaman, and since I have Assault Vest, I should be able to take a Sea Flare to the face and get enough damage for it, basically paving the way for either my Tonmoy or my Lady Kubu to knock it out with a high jump kick. And at the same time, Assault Vest is actually a very valuable, very valuable item here, just because it will actually help me to take a hit from the Venomoth should he choose to set up too many Quiver Dances and put something else to sleep and whatnot. And yeah, at the same time, I actually do live a Focus Blast from a Rio Nicholas, and I can flat out obliterate its face with a Crunch. So all in all, Assault Vest Tyranitar was the best option here, and I did end up choosing just that. But yeah, next up we do have my Lady Kubu, the greatest artist that I've ever come across in this community, with Fake Out, Encore, Return, and High Jump Kick. Now Encore is specifically there just so that if that Rio Nicholas starts setting up Combines on my face, I'm gonna hard switch right into Mega Lopunny and Encore it so that it can't run all over my face right now. And at the same time, it actually is a very good, and at the same time, like I said, it matches up very well against the vast majority of his team. And honestly, I do actually see it putting in the finals to work once I put out the threats that exist within his squad. But yeah, next up we do have my Tonmoy, my other very valuable asset to this team, with Return, Player Up, Superpower, and Retaliate. Return is basically there because it's one of my hardest hitting stabs, which I won't have to, whose power won't reduce after the Retaliate's effect lasts out. And at the same time, Player Up is there to basically hit that Mega Sableye of his extremely hard shooting choose to bring it in on me, and at the same time hit his what's it called? And at the same time hit his Salamence too. Should push come to shove. And at the same time, Superpower is basically there so that his Empoleon doesn't wall me, and yeah, that's all there is to it. Next up, we do have a Spadef Mew with Stealth Rocks, Softball, Will-O-Wisp, and Knockoff. And originally, I did have trouble setting up my having a Stealth Rocker for my team, just because of the structure of my team. But since Mew is the most versatile Pokemon of all time, it actually fits this. It actually fits in this team perfectly well, and I do actually see it putting in the finest of work against my opponent this week. And yeah, like it's my Stealth Rocker, and at the same time an answer, my semi-answer, if you will, to his mixed Salamence should he choose to bring it against me. So basically, if I burn this thing, it will actually nullify his Moxie boosts and whatnot. And yeah, Knockoff is basically there to knock off any sort of cheeky items that my opponent plans to bring against me, so that my threats can basically come in and run over his face for free. Next up, we do have Tub's favorite, the Aromatisse with Protect, Moonblast, Heal Bell, and Wish. Originally, it was Calm Mind, but looking back, I do wish that I actually put Calm Mind on it, because it actually did have the potential to sweep his team once some of his set threats were gone, particularly his Talonflame and his Empoleon. But oh well, missed opportunities will be missed opportunities. There's not much you can do about it now, can you? But yeah, last but not least, we do have Answer, answer the Rindoberry Suicune with Scald, Ice Beam, Rest, and Mirror Code. Mirror Code is basically there so that Shaman holy shit, the Shaman of his does not end up becoming too much of a pain to the face, and I can basically get my surprise kill should he choose to hit me very hard in the face. So yeah, that's basically it for this team. I'm sorry if I couldn't go too much in depth into it, but like I said, I'm running short of time, so I am really sorry, guys. But that's enough of that. I'm gonna show you guys the replay real quick, so I'm gonna be right. Oh guys, I'm back right now, and as you can see, he brought a very peculiar team against me. I mean, why is his counter to my Mega Lopunny a pre-Mega Evolved Sableye, and his high jump kick switch in is a Venomoth? I don't understand why, to be honest. But just looking at his team in general, I realized that Mega Lopunny can have a field day against this team. So I did choose to lead off with my Mega Lopunny right now, a Lady Kubu, as he actually does end up leading off with Mob. And now I honestly know for a fact that he's not gonna risk a fake out right now. So I did make a play right off the bat and go straight for a return, which you see before you right now, which does a nice 46% to it. And with this next high jump kick, the one thing that it's supposed to counter, Machoke, drops to Mega Lopunny. So now he goes to pre-Mega Sableye, which is his counter to my Mega Lopunny right now, which is, I really don't understand why in the first place. But yeah, this basically gives me a free switch into Tub's favorite, and now I know for a fact that he's gonna go out into my mob just because it matches up very well against me. So I made a play by going straight out in my Lady Kubu right now, and this time I make sure that I go for a fake out to make sure that I break its potential sash and whatnot. And now this basically gives me another free return, and just like that, his Venomoth drops on its face. So now he goes on into Kazaza, the Abra, and honestly I know for a fact that I don't want to stay in on this, as he actually ends up Thunder Waving me and gets Thunder Wave itself thanks to Mew Synchronize. And now this basically gives me a free opportunity to set up my rocks right now. It doesn't matter, it didn't matter if he got paralyzed, because as you can see, that Shadow Ball did only 28%, which is kind of funny, not gonna lie. But yeah, I go for a knockoff right now, which breaks that thing sash. And honestly, I had to make sure that this thing does not stay paralyzed, because or else that Salamence of his would be a formidable threat to my team. But yeah, I go for a Heal Bell right now, as he actually does end up going for a Psychic. And now this puts Tub's favorite at a very dangerously low amount of health, so I didn't want to risk that. So I went for a Wish right off the bat right now, because I want to keep this thing healthy so that even an Iron Tail from a Salamence is not able to knock it out. So this time I go straight for a Protect right now to basically get myself back up to full health, as he actually does end up going straight for another Psychic and ends up failing miserably. And now my Tub's favorite will be able to go right back up at full health right now. And now this basically gives me a free switch in my Paco, because now my Paco is no longer paralyzed, and now I can proceed to go on in the situation that I formerly was in. So he goes for a Psychic right now. Again, that does literally 0 damage, as now my best play is obviously going for a knockoff right now, because it was my best move to go for. And with this knockoff, his Kazaza is going to drop on its face. And right now I realize that I have to play very carefully around that Salamence, because that's the only thing preventing me from taking home the victory right now. As he actually does end up going out, speaking of the devil, he actually does end up going out into his Salamence right now. And honestly, I cannot allow this thing to set up on me for free, so I go straight for Will-O-Wisp right off the bat. And as you can see before you right now, this thing is originally Lumberry, which is kind of scary. So now I realize that, okay, I'm still gonna have to stay in, because I can't risk it. I really can't risk it. And he actually does try to predict me by going for an Iron Tail, and now I actually managed to cripple it by going for a Will-O-Wisp right now. Now in hindsight, I probably should have switched out then and there, because even a Salamence can still hit hard if it sets up enough, even if it's burned. But honestly, yeah, thinking back, this was probably a stupid play for me to make right now. So yeah, now I basically take this as my incentive to go straight out into my Aromatisse right now. Even though I probably should have gone to Suicune and just Ice Beam that thing in the face. But oh well, missed opportunities will be missed opportunities. But yeah, thinking back, if this thing had dropped Mega Sableye, would have been a very huge problem, specifically had it not chosen to Mega Evolve. But unfortunately, he does end up going for an Iron Tail and misses. Again, I'm really sorry, dude, but in the end, it still didn't matter in the long run, because I had many other ways to deal with your remaining threats to this team. As he actually does go out into Mega Sableye, which is kind of very questionable on his behalf. So as you can see, he goes for a Poison Jab, which only does 27% to Top's favorite. And damn, man, talk about Hira Fajita. Like, I don't understand what Poison Jab even does when the one thing it's supposed to hit only does 27% to it. But oh well, I guess there's not much you can do about it now, can ya? So honestly, like here, there is no reason for me to switch out. I go straight for a Moonblast right off the bat and knock out that Mega Sableye of his. And now the only thing that's left for me to take home the victory would have to be that Shaman of his. So yeah, as you can see right now, he's gonna go straight out into a Shaman right now, Hippie Love. As now he actually does end up going for a Substitute, which kind of reveals that he probably is the bulky variant, judging by the leftovers recovery and whatnot. So now I chose to make it my mission to make sure that I break this thing sub and then go out in my Tyranitar, because I shall be able to take whatever hit he throws at me, specifically since it's bulky and I'm Assault Vest right now. So yeah, he actually does end up going for a Giga Drain, which only does 24% to me, all of which I'm 110% okay with, because I break this thing sub right now. This is basically a free switch into my Tyranitar right now. Arik the Tyranitar. So now he actually does end up going for a Giga Drain, which only does 20% to me, which I admit is kind of funny, not gonna lie. As yeah, now this basically is a free Ice Punch for me, as his Hippie Love is going to Hippie Love sub is going to break. And now he ends up going for another Leech Seed on me, which really doesn't matter, because Ice Punch is going to put this thing in range for both my Mega Lopunny and my Stoutland to flat out knock it out. And this phrase is basically adding salt to the wound right now. So again, I'm really sorry, my dude, but honestly, it really didn't matter in the long run, if I'm to be perfectly honest. But yeah, but yeah, right now the only thing that's left for me to do is click High Jump Kick, and just like that, Lady Kubu ends up coming through, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is GG. Ouch. I'm sorry about that, guys. The thing is, I'm actually in a huge amount of pain, specifically in this area right now. So, and like every time I apply pressure on it, it really does hurt. So, yeah, sorry about that. But either way, this was honestly a very good match for me, just because through this 6-0, I got my differential increased drastically by a large margin. And I would say that should Riz or what's his name? What's his name again? Sorry about that. Sorry, guy, man. Should Riz and Melon choose to lose one match, and I end up winning every single match from now on, I will make it to the playoffs. So don't think for 1 second that this is over, guys, because for all we know, this is the perfect opportunity for the Bangla Wash to take home the GPC title. So that being said, I hope you all enjoyed. Do leave a like down below if you did. Comment on what you think is the MVP, the most valuable Pokemon of this match. And I will see you all next time. Stay awesome and take care. Bye-bye.